Good morning, thriving warriors. Today is Friday, April 21st, 2023. It is now 6:06 in the morning. Friday, and the temperature is currently it's 47, but it was in the 40s to high today is 85. 85, so the high is going to be 85. So a 45-degree temperature swing. Once again, the temperature will double. But here we are, a few, we happy few, we band of brothers and sisters. For he who, okay, good, you know the thing. So here we are today at life. Who dat? So our goal is to simply help you here at Career Services to help you get from point A to point B. A to B, from point A to point B. And we do that through just small little bite-sized morsels, little things you can pick out of the ocean, pick out of the sea, little fish that you can pick out and nourish you. Yeah, maybe that's the theme. Fish. Used to be bread, now it's fish. Good morning, Charlene. Glad to see you there. Where are you? Are you at work? Good morning, Diana. So, I don't know, for some reason I feel kind of invigorated today. Invigoration. Chris, okay, Charlene is at work in her new car. Car is new to her. But I digress. Let me finish up with her intro and we'll get into that. So, little morsels that you can easily pluck out of the ocean and nourish you. So this is the first one, the simple, short little podcast, short-ish, trying to keep it short down to about 10 minutes. Link to our online course, Neuroscience-Oriented Approach to Success. The motivational video I watch to prepare for this, Jordan Peterson video, Daily Stoic video, Inc. magazine, a little story on how to be a better employee, better person, Baraka Church, Jack Rowland, Dave Goggins, Seth Godin. Let's see what else. The services we provide our members: housing, clothing, food, hygiene, transportation, skills training, and foundational employment. Currently have about 728, about over 40 people in housing right now, plus the hundreds of people in prison in Nevada and prisons in Wisconsin, other prisons around the country. So we're here to help you get from point A to point B on your journey to successful, to leave what? Someday Isle and get to Successlandia. All of the resources are there to build a boat to get you there. Talk more about that. So, but let's get started. We have a simple little morsel to pull out of the ocean. That's just a simple, you want to get from point A to point B, it's simple. Just a little thing, start off with a little thing you can do today. This is advice from an 80-year-old to Henry Cavill. Don't allow the phone to interrupt important moments. It's there for our convenience, not the caller's. All right, don't allow the phone. Now, I do this because people call from prison and I can't call them back. Next, okay, our attitude of gratitude. I'm so happy and grateful now that blank. And then ask yourself the question, ask your brain the question, what am I so happy and grateful for right now? Well, I'm looking out the window to the east. So I see the colors coming up over the mountains in the east of here in Amargosa Valley, along the California border near Death Valley in southern Nevada, southwest Nevada. About 7 miles up from the border, about 4 miles east of the border, mountains behind me. So I'm happy and grateful for that. I'm also happy and grateful that yesterday American Legion came out, the state post commander came out to the oasis, saw it, liked it, thinks it's great, and big things happening there. Big things happening there. Next, we have, also Pastor Frank came out with Glenn to see the oasis. So that was good. I traveled to Florence McClure yesterday to go to a parole board hearing only to find out that the person I went to see, Nicole, her thing had already been done. She was first and it was over. So unfortunate. Then went to the court up in Nye County for one of the other women that is in jail up here in Nye County, and saw her mother there, tried to help out a little bit, not sure how it ended. So we'll see how it is today, but a lot to be happy and grateful for. Okay, next on the hit parade. Let's see, how are we for time? Let's see, work. Charlene is happy for work. Or does that mean you're happy that your car works? Or is it both? Okay, so 6:32 in. So our approach, we have a holistic approach to helping people get from point A to point B, to Successlandia. And that is, we focus on the 4 important parts: our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. If you do all 4 of those things, you focus on all 4 of those, you will be able to maximize your ability to maximize the journey that you're on. Maximize the journey you are on. And the metaphor we use is of a boat, building a boat that's going to cross the ever-changing seas that you cannot cross alone, and you cannot cross without having a boat. And so this is a boat. All of the resources are on Someday Isle. You might take a while to assemble them, but all of the resources are there. And so you're going to have a boat. It's going to have a below deck. It's going to have a rudder or wheel, not a tiller, and it's going to have sails. And the sails represent the physical part of our program, fitness and health. The rudder is the mental part of the program. Below deck is the emotional part of the program, and the whole is the spiritual program. And so you can imagine what the most important one is, and that's the spiritual part, because you can lose your sails and drift. Well, you've got still a rudder, but you can creep along without sails. You can go with the current and the wind if your rudder breaks. It's a miserable trip if you don't have it down below, meaning you're on the deck. It's like a raft, subject to the elements, the wind and the rain and the waves and everything else. If you don't have a below deck where you have a kitchen and a warm bed to sleep in and a place to cargo hold and supplies, you don't need that. But if you get a hole in the hull, you're doomed. So literally and figuratively. All right, moving right along, TED Talk. Once again, this week is week number 4 in our course, our neuroscience-oriented approach to success, week 4. So this is called leadership, but it's really about, now that you've got your ship, your boat built, you've got your crew, you have set sail, you're heading to Successlandia. What you need to do is not wreck the ship. Don't get shipwrecked. You need to keep going. No mutinies, no change of course, improper change of course, no running aground, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So on your journey, there's highs and lows. So we started the week with Nancy Kane talking about crisis leadership. The storms are upon us. How do we not panic? How do we keep moving forward through the storm? Weathering, rock and roll quotes, weathering the storm. How do we do that? That was Monday. Tuesday, the other end, pure leadership, Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism. It is ideal conditions. We've got a beautiful sea. The wind is great. Those low minimum waves. Everything is great. We're chugging right along. Everybody's on deck singing show tunes. Okay, neither of those are going to last forever. Mostly normal distribution. Mostly it's going to be practical leadership. Plan your work and work your plan. Practical leadership, practical things. Here's our chores, here's our discipline, here's our routine, here's the things we do. We get prepared for this. So when it comes upon us, we're ready. So that's most of the week. And our example is Ignatius of Loyola, who, if he did what he did, we can all do something, is the simple soundbite about that. So this is day 3 on Ignatius of Loyola. Okay, moving right along. Seth Godin. No time to waste. Of course there isn't. Time is all we've got. Time is all there is. We can't waste time because it's not ours to waste. It's simply the way we keep track of everything else. Okay? So we don't waste time. We waste our efforts and our energies on things that so our definition of meaning, act such that everything you do matters. A waste of time would be acting such that everything you do doesn't matter. And and there we go. Thank you, Seth Godin. Thank you. All righty then. Next, our fable. The fable today is the Goose and the Golden Egg. There was once a countryman who possessed the most wonderful goose you can imagine. For every day when he visited the nest, the goose had laid a beautiful, glittering golden egg. The countryman took the eggs to market and soon began to get rich. But it was not long before he grew impatient, greed with the goose because she gave him only a single golden egg a day. He was not getting rich fast enough. Now, he wasn't rich before. Then one day, after he had finished counting his money, the idea came to him that he could get all of the golden eggs at once by killing the goose and cutting it open. And when the deed was done, not a single golden egg did he find, and his precious goose was dead. Moral of the story: those who have plenty want more and so lose all they have. Okay, Aesop, different time, different place. People operated more from scarcity. The main goal was survival back then. Could have talked about greed. Okay, so I say to you, this is a great example of the emotional part of our studies, which is if you can't control your emotions, don't worry, someone else will, and they'll probably take you out of the game. So what happened? Could the guy, the farmer, the countryman, could he control his emotions? No. What controlled his emotions? Greed. Other people talking about or showing him things he could have. Oh, you can buy this, because what is the value of gold if you can't spend it? So he thought of all of the things he could have with gold, and that controlled his emotions, and it caused him to act hastily, and that caused him to kill the golden goose. The goose that laid the golden eggs, only to find out, oops, no more eggs. All right, so this is a perfect example of learning to control your emotions. When you find yourself getting emotional, any of them, so you could just go to the 7 deadly sins: gluttony, greed, envy, sloth, lust. Gluttony, greed, envy, sloth, lust, something in wrath. Doesn't matter. You know the thing. So, let's see. Charlene and Diana, what say you? What say you before I go to the prayer? Let's have a comment from you, because this is not about me, it's about us. Any comments? Both. Jeff Morgan, good morning, Jeff. Good morning, good morning. Randy and I are going to be heading down towards the apartments to bring some stuff. If you have time, that's great. If there's somebody that's going to be there, if you can tell me who might be there, that we could drop some stuff off, EJ's clothes, Matt's, the rest of Matt's provisions, that would be great as well. Charlene, forward. Okay. Diana, I am good. Great attitude. All right, so here's our prayer of the day. Prayer of blessing. This is for Sarum Breviary, whatever that is. Sarum Breviary, 13th century. May the eternal God bless us and keep us, guard our bodies, save our souls, direct our thoughts, and bring us safe to the heavenly country, our eternal home, where Father, Son, and Holy Spirit ever reign, one God forever and ever. Amen. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. All righty, Diana, you're up. Navy SEAL Maxim. Next little morsel you can grab out of the ocean, nourishment. Tiny bit of easy nourishment. Navy SEAL Maxim, yesterday was the only easy day. You want to get from Someday Isle to Success Landia. Act such that yesterday was the only easy day. Embrace the suck, get comfortable being uncomfortable, be more samurai, karate chop chop, meaning do things as perfectly as possible given the time and resources you have. Don't sacrifice time or resources because you want it to be perfect. Given the time and resources, do the best you possibly can. And yes, the last little morsel, the last little morsel is when is the journey over? Answer to the question, when is the journey over? And as Charlene said, if you're still here, God is not through with you yet. You still have things to do. The journey is over when your heart stops beating. And Jeff, just an FYI, Charlene got the Honda fixed running. So Charlene is back in the game. I am no longer going to be driving Miss Daisy every day. So today the Honda, tomorrow the Kia. All right, onward and upward. And okay, so Charlene says shalom and cut. She doesn't drink, so she doesn't say shivas and shalom. It's Friday, shivas and shalom. And okay, everyone, and cut and cut. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Boom.